Today is Wednesday, March 3rd. We will be going over the AES performance for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If you're new and you are not aware what AES is, it's the Adaptive Entry System. It's all these highlights that we have in here. Anything with a red highlight is a short signal. This blue highlight is a long signal, and then they're all labeled based on what the actual signal is. So a T is a trend bias entry. It is the second red or the second blue bar here in a series. And then a T plus, which you can barely see there, but a T plus is the continuation of the trend. So that means you're already in a trend, and our indicator Cycle Finder Plus realigns with the trend. So you can see pretty clearly here, Cycle Finder Plus was crossed up, then it crossed down, realigning with the trend, giving a continuation entry. And then we have consensus signals, which are an alignment between the price bar. It has to be either neutral or aligned with the lower indicators. So in this case, it was a neutral white bar aligned with Cycle Finder Plus pointed up, the green AO, and the blue profit flow oscillator. And in this case, it was a short consensus with a red price bar, Cycle Finder Plus cross down, red AO, and red profit flow oscillator. And then last, we have momentum signals. They are generally counter trend signals. They'll generally be against the trend. It's not 100% of the time, but majority of the time they are counter trend and usually happen when we are in the sell zone on Cycle Finder Plus or the buy zone. Anything above this red horizontal line is that sell zone, and anything below the green horizontal line is the buy zone. So we track all of these AES signals and also fractals. Fractals are indicated by these white arrows here. Arrow pointing up is an upper fractal, so the high of the bar, and arrow pointing down is a lower fractal, so the low of the bar. So we do all of this tracking throughout the day. We actually start all the way back at 3 in the morning, but most of our base likes to look at the performance sometime after 7 and on. So here's starting at about 7:10 and then going on to our last signal of the day, which was at 2:50. So we track all these signals throughout the day. We're either out for a 5-point profit, a 10-point profit, or a 20-point loss, or something in between, depending if a reversal signal comes on. All of our trades are initially placed with a bracket order of a 20-point stop and a 10-point limit order, 10-point profit target. But once we get above 5 points profit, we look to move our stop to 5 points to guarantee ourselves at least 5 points. Sometimes it continues to run to 10, other times it comes back and takes us out for 5 points. So there's a few categories that we track using our personal trading plan. The personal trading plan is really key to building your trading business and to projecting your growth. It uses your actual performance. So the categories that we track on our personal trading plan is the 9:30 to noon, AES signals only. The 7 to 4, trend bias and continuation signals only. And then the 8:45 to 4, all signals and fractals. This specific category is everything that we call out in the live trading room, so from the moment we open to the moment we close the room. So we're going to go through and update our personal trading plan. So we'll start with the 9:30 to noon category. We started this account just as the other two you'll see with a $5,000 balance. We've scaled up at this point to 3 contracts. That was our maximum amount of contracts. Never investing more than 10% of the account balance. We initially started way back in July with 1 contract and have scaled up at this point to 3 contracts. So we've already filled in Monday and Tuesday, both winning days here. And now we'll go and fill in today. Let's see. Let's try this again. There we go. So we started with the $5,000 account, started with one contract. It wasn't showing on my screen for some reason, but here we go. And then scaled up to 3 contracts. So Monday and Tuesday of the 9:30 to noon, AES only, were both profitable, and we'll add in today. Today for 9:30 to noon, we ended up losing 5 points. We're trading 3 contracts, and each point is worth $20. So we lost $300 today. And we took a total of 8 trades, but again, on 3 contracts. So 24 total round trip. And then we will lock in the amount of contracts we traded, which are 3 contracts. Now we have our projection out for our 12-month forecast. It's changed just slightly, not much. So we'll change our winning days to 21.33, our losing days to negative 42.63. And you can see our 12-month forecast, again, just starting with $5,000, trading 9:30 to noon, only AES signals, forecasts out to about $126,000 for our 12-month forecast, which we're about 4 months away from. I think it's going to end, at the end of June. So we'll see where we end at the end of this year. We are getting closer to that. But so far, we're still right on track for a great performance. The account has already grown to 80,000 from, again, just starting at 5,000. So let's move on to our next category. This is the trend bias and continuation only trades. We had nice performance on Monday and Tuesday. You can see this is our net performance here. So we have our gross performance, and then it takes out commissions and fees and then turns it into a net point value, which is why it says 78.07. Obviously, you can't make 0.07 on NQ because they trade in quarter increments. But you can see the net amount was 47.75 on Monday and 78.07 on Tuesday. Today, we ended up taking 20 points. Again, each point is worth $20, and we're currently trading. We've scaled up to 3 contracts. So that is $1,200. We made 11 trades, again, on 3 contracts, so 33 round trip, and we'll lock that in for 3. Again, just little minor differences between our profit projection and our loss projection. So we'll change that to 28.72. This is not a straight average, negative 38.27. It's based on our run rate, based on how many losing days we've had in the amount of weeks we've been trading, since we allocate for 1 losing day each week. And we've actually had a little more than that in the over 34 weeks we've been trading. This actually weights that, so then the averages are based on then 1 losing day a week. And then for our 8:45 to 4 AES and fractals, these are basically the trades that we call out in the room all day from open to close. You can see Monday and Tuesday, nice profitable days. Today we ended up with 20 points on 3 contracts. Again, each point is worth $20, so that's $1,200 of profit. And then the amount of trades we took were 26, again on 3 contracts, so that's 78 total trades. And we'll lock that in as 3 contracts. So this account, we have been tracking since just the beginning of the year. Having this be an example for anybody that maybe didn't start with us back in July of last year and have started this year instead. So this is showing a shorter time frame so far, but still with a 12-month forecast, 3 contracts max, $5,000 start account balance. So because we're a little bit less into this that we are the other 2 categories, we're not as far into this, these numbers can change a little bit more drastically as we continue to accumulate data. So positive day is 42.05, negative day is 45.92 against, again, these are weighted. We've had about 12 losing days in the past 8, almost 9 weeks here. Still, you can see very strong 12-month forecast. Again, trading 845 to 4, all AES signals and fractals, starting with a $5,000 balance, projects out to about $360,000. Now, I'm going to talk about something that we generally don't, but since Mark gave me the floor today, I wanted to show something else. So let's go back to our performance tracking. You can see that today, the 845 to 4, we actually had at one point 60 points. That was our highest point accumulation throughout the day in this time frame. Something that we have been looking at, that we've been tracking, that we've been talking a bit, and we talked a lot about during our personal trading plan overview, is what happens when you stop at 20 points, when the first trade gets you at or above 20 points. And you can see the number of losing days is about 10, average is about $385 a day, which is actually relatively close to 20 points. And the reason is because we don't have a lot of losing days. And just like what happened today in the room, you can actually end up with more than 20 points. That's because we went into our last trades. We took 4 trades. We'll go to the individual log here. So starting at 8:45, our first trade was actually at 9:15. We took 5 points. Then our next trade at 9:30, we took another 5 points. And our next trade at 9:40, we took another 5 points. So at this point, we were up 15 points on the day. Then the next trade was our fractal, and we took 10 points on that, giving us 25 points on the day. Because this average that we're looking at, where you stop at 20 points, is not that you're cutting yourself off once you reach 20 points. You are still following the AES rules, where you're looking to lock in 5. If it comes back and takes you out for 5, that's great, and you take 5 points. But if it continues on to 10, as it did in our last trade today, then you're out for 25 points. So we ended up taking 25 points on the day today. So I wanted to show my personal trading plan. So this is my personal trading plan based on the 20-point wins. This is starting back in September. That's really when we were strongly trading fractals. We started before that, but I picked September as my starting point. So starting with one contract, $5,000 of an account balance, never trading more than 3 contracts. We've already scaled up to the 3 contracts. I already filled this in for today, but you can see that we took $1,500 today because that's 25 points, $20 a point, and then 3 contracts. That's what we're currently trading, is 3 contracts. This projection is huge in my opinion. So our averages projecting out, again, not taking any more contracts, we've already capped out at our max at 3, projects to $235,000 as our 12-month forecast. Again, starting with a $5,000 balance and only trading until you get to about 20 points or more of profit. So sometimes this means you're done in 4 trades or 3 trades. Sometimes you might have to trade a little bit longer. Here's 17 trades. We ended up with a 33.25 point drawdown first before we ended the trading at 21.75. Sometimes you trade all day and you don't make much progress. You end up with a 0.5 point or 0.75 of a point. But even with all of that in mind, it still projects out to $235,800 in a 12-month forecast. And I talk about this a lot in the room, and I'll continue to adjust it here as we continue to track it and trade it and track when we stop at 20 points. Another one that I am looking at, and I actually started this for my sister who doesn't want to trade every day. She has a job that she would like to work a couple days and then trade. She works also on the weekend, but only trade on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I wanted to be able to show her what the performance looks like, what a projection would look like, only trading Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but again, stopping at that 20 points. So we didn't trade yesterday because it's not one of the 3 trading days, but we did today, taking again that 25 points. We are already scaled up to 3 contracts, just starting at the first trading day of the year. So this one starts on January 4th, starting with 1 contract. Once the balance makes sense, scaling up to 2 contracts. Again, once the balance makes sense, again, scaling up to 3 contracts, but never trading more than that. And you can see with this limited amount of trading, again, 3 days a week, and stopping at 20 points, you're up $163,000. That is your 12-month forecast with just this limited amount of trading. And actually, there's only been 1 losing day so far in the past 8, almost 9 weeks that we have been tracking on this. So this is the absolute benefit of having a personal trading plan. You can do your tracking in Sim. You can see what your trade results are. You can plug that in to the personal trading plan to forecast forward. Then when you switch to a live account, you can start with a fresh new personal trading plan, but you already have a run rate that you can plug this in. And you can mess around with different losing and different profitable days, and you can adjust them as you go forward and as you have more of a track record. But this right here helps you stay focused and not over trade, especially if you see here that you can stop at 20 points and maybe that's 4 trades into the day and still get close or maybe above your 12-month forecast. Everyone's a little bit different about what their return is, what they're looking for in 12 months. If this is a number that speaks to you starting at $5,000, that's great. If you're looking for something more, well, maybe you want to go up to 5 contracts. Okay, so now your 12-month forecast is looking more like 256,000. The personal trading plan allows you that flexibility to plan ahead for what is best for you. We also have the option to add funds if you want to, or take funds out if you need to, if you're looking for a means of payroll for yourself. So I just wanted to show this 20 point. A lot of people have a hard time knowing when to stop trading. And really, from what we've been seeing with these AES and fractal signals, it seems like starting at 8:45, trading to 4, but stopping once you get at or above 20 points really seems to be, in my opinion, the sweet spot of trading. It's going to limit the amount of trading that you're doing, but still be able to project profits that hopefully you're looking for as well. Again, just starting at $5,000 3 times a week, getting you to 163,000. So I wanted to show that. I know that's a little bit different than our normal personal trading plan, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to show that what a little bit more limited trading looks like. So that's it for today. Thank you all for joining us. If you're interested in the adaptive entry system, take a look at newcycletrading.com/education. Talks all about the signals on there. And we'd love to see you in the Options Moneymaker live trading room where we track and trade these signals all day long.